What's going on, guys? Today's episode is sponsored by Sonora Tires, Alakai Health, Toros Meat Market, Sleek Studios, Easy Leans Law Firm. Now let's get back to it.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in once again to 10 Count by Deor. Estamos extremadamente blessed that we have a two-time world champion here, Ricardo Sandoval, el Niño. Vamos a platicar de muchas cosas. Él nos va a decir muchas cosas de lo que pasó en su vida para llegar hasta este momento. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be covering. And Ricardo, muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much for taking the time, being here with us. I know you're super busy, but it's always a pleasure having you here with us. So thank you very much for coming in and taking the time to be here.
Yeah, no, thank you for inviting me. No, this is I've been here a few times, and this is a really nice place, and you guys do an amazing work with the mouthpieces. So, it's a blessing to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. Realmente, gracias por las palabras que nos dices. Thank you for your kind words. As a matter of fact, you don't know yet, but we had an interview with Alex from Toros Meat Market.
Okay.
And we actually wanted to do something very special for you that we want to go ahead and let you know here in this moment. He was supposed to be here, but he's always, he was busy, and he told me I couldn't be here. So we want to make you two special mouthpieces. One he's going to design totally for you, so it's going to be a surprise. I don't know what he's going to do with that one. But the second one, you actually get to pretty much just do whatever. You tell me how you want it, and we'll definitely get it out there for you. And I want to go ahead and just say that any mouthpieces that you need here, gladly we'll do them from you from here on out. So, definitely I would be sponsoring them for you. So count on that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. But the one that Alex is going to go ahead and design, I think that was going to be a good one. So, también vino y nos contó buenas anécdotas. He told us a few stories and stuff like that. And, we're going to get to all of that in a little bit. But let me ask you a few questions before, we jump into, you being a two-time world champion. Tell us about Ricardo. Tell us about El Niño, que cómo fue creciendo. How was it when you were growing up? Did you ever think you were gonna get this far? Did you ever doubt yourself as you were growing up? Tell us a little bit about your life as a teenager, so that all these teenagers that are following your footsteps. I know it's not easy. Yeah. Right, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so I was born in Montclair, and lived in Ontario for I think like 2-3 years. And then we moved to Rialto, and I was like 3 years old, and then I've been living there ever since. So I was growing up, and I had a great family, big family. Lived in Rialto, 3 families in one house.
Wow.
And my dad got to open the tire shop, and then they had family started little by little, started like parting away. And actually that's when the El Nino came from. It was 2 families living it was 3 of them, including mine. My tío and my tía, they both had 2 girls. I was the only boy.
Oh, okay.
So to identify, El Niño, and then so they called me Niño, and I just turned around. That's the way they got my attention. So and then as I started growing up, people started noticing that I look younger than what I am. So it worked perfectly, So El Niño. So it came in perfectly for the boxing thing as well. So it just kept with it. And then as growing up, I never thought I would be a boxer. I always wanted to be a soccer player. I like a lot of soccer. And I played soccer for a very long time. And I don't know where my dad says, I don't remember this true. My family is they like to watch boxing. They always been fans of boxing. And my dad would say that whenever they had fights, that I would stop playing with the kids, and then I'll go sit in his lap, and then I'll be watching the fights with them. I don't recall this. I don't remember none of this, but that's what he tells me. And then as soon as the fights were over, that's when I go out and go watch, go play with my cousin, with my friends. And I started boxing when I was 10 years old. and I was doing soccer at the same time. I was just jumping sports here and there, and I never thought that soccer was just for fun. It was something I just wanted to try, and then I actually doubted myself. I trained for like 2 months, and my trainer that I had before, my first trainer, he put me to fight like 2 months in training. He put me to fight. I lost my first 2 amateur fights, and that's when I moved to my new coach that is today, Monchis.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, if I lose my third fight, that's it for me. Like I don't think I'm good enough for the sport.
Right.
And because I also had the love for soccer.
Right.
Like soccer was something that I seen myself doing. So I told him, like, if I lose this amateur fight, that's it for me. Like I'm not good at this sport. And then that's when I switched with Monchis, and then boom, I won like 10 straight. And then I was like, oh, it feels nice. I was like, this feels good.
Yeah.
I started winning tournaments and everything, and I just took with it. Boom, and then just soccer I grew love to it.
Right.
And then I think at the age of 13, that's when I said, one day I'm gonna become a world champion. That's when my dream started, like saying when I was 13.
Right.
That I believed in myself that I could do something in the sport, and then boom, 2-time world champion.
So let's go back to when you were, living in that small house with your family members, many family members, because, it's same thing here. We were, recién llegados de Mexico. We were like in a little house, and, tíos, tías, primos, primas, right there, right?
De todo.
Yeah. Tell us one of the most memorable things for you while you were there in that moment.
I would say the holidays. It was always packed. I'm not saying like it's not the same. It's not the same today, but back then, like the holidays, we used to come together and just just be with each other is something that I always praised. And I think this is the holidays, Thanksgiving.
You would cherish more the holidays. Now going back to that, I know that a lot of, and this is funny because a lot of boxers, they love soccer and they play soccer.
Yeah.
So, did you started playing soccer first, or did you started boxing first?
Yeah, I played soccer first. In my first team was in elementary. I was in 5th grade. I played for the school, and I only lasted a season. So it was just like that. And then that's when I went to boxing. Did boxing for a long time. And then at the age of 15, I missed it playing in games.
Right.
And I was playing with my cousin at his house, and we would all play street soccer. Street soccer is something that I've always been playing. And they had a team, but they were missing. They didn't have a complete team for the next game. So the guy mentioned, he was like, hey, ven con nosotros a jugar un juego de fútbol el domingo. No hace falta jugadores. And then I was like, damn, this is my chance.
Right.
And I went to talk to my mom. I was like, yeah, ma, me está invitando a jugar fútbol el domingo, que le hace falta jugadores. My mom was like, pues, tú como veas tú. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, come on. And yeah, we went on Sunday, and I told my mom, I was like, don't tell Monchi. No le digas a Monchi porque me va a regañar. And yeah, I played. I went to Sunday came. I went to the game, and I told coach. Coach was like, "Oh, so you're one of the new players?" I was like, "Yeah." But I told him the story. I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to come to practice.
Right.
It's just if you want me, only the games, because I do boxing. Boxing, I train Monday through Friday, even Saturdays. So it just depends."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Well, we'll see." He's like, "We'll see if you're good enough, then we'll see you Sunday. If not, then I love that." I was like, all right, yeah, for sure. Boom, he puts me. I haven't played soccer in 4 years. I played street soccer, but not in an official game.
Right.
So he asked me what position you play. I was like, no, pues medio en el central. He puts me there, and he sees that I was kind of quick.
Right.
Halftime comes, and he was like, "What'd you think playing as a right winger on top?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." and boom, he puts me on top. I scored 3 goals that game.
Gee.
Boom, 3 goals. And coach was like, see you Sunday. And I played the whole season.
Gee.
I was 3 weeks late to the season, and I missed days because of tournaments. And out of the season, we made it to finals, but we lost in the finals.
Gee.
We lost 2-1 in finals, and I scored 29 goals in that season.
Wow.
I was 3 off the top score. Even though I missed games, I missed the first 3 weeks, and I missed a couple of games during the season. Yeah, also I think I would have. Yeah, I would have been the top goal scorer.
That's insane. Y el Monchi se enteró, ¿no?
Now that I had barely recently just told him, maybe like 2 years ago, I told him about it, and he was like, he doesn't really care now because it happened in the past, but he was like, no, he's like, get chingón and this and that, but I didn't want to tell him, and then that's when my dad, the season was over, season was over, and my dad was like, hey, you can't do 2.
Right, you have to do 1.
You pick 1. And I already had told the soccer coach that I was gonna finish the tournament. I was gonna do the tournament. So my dad was like, "Let me just finish the tournament because I already told him I was gonna be in it." And then soccer's done. I'll go into boxing because I had done. It was no question asked. I was like, I've done so much in the boxing in the amateurs. So I was like, boxing is my top no matter what. So my dad told me that like it's too much money. You had to pick and choose. I was like, you can't do both. I was like, all right. Boom. So boxing was without a doubt. And so far, I made the best choice.
Hey, there we go. And that was my next question. And like you said, there's no doubt. But what about those kids right now that are growing? And because I trust me, I'm a soccer coach, right?
Yeah.
So I see that there's kids that are doing 2 sports.
Yeah.
And some of them lean more towards the soccer, and others lean more towards boxing or MMA or jiu-jitsu. Like, at what point in time tú dijiste, you know what, boxing is it? I mean, if your dad would have not said, hey, just pick 1, would you continue with both? Or would you say, like, I would at some point, me haya dedicado al boxeo?
I don't know. I don't know if I would have continued. That's a good question. I don't know if I would have continued doing the soccer. But I knew for sure that boxing was something that I wanted to do. After winning so many fights, so many tournaments, so I was like, soccer was something quick.
Yeah.
Oh, just to, because they didn't have a complete team, so I just jumped in it, and I found that joy again when I was in 10th grade, when I was in 5th grade. I was 10 years old, and it was something that like I enjoyed doing, but at the same time I had the different love for boxing and
right.
And
so you kind of knew all along that boxing was pretty much the one that was gonna go.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, soccer is very intense too. I mean, my son plays professional soccer in Mexico. He's just signed to Celaya. And I can tell you that, thank you. I can tell you that, it's very hard because just like anything, there's a lot of competition, right? But then there's that mental where it's like, now I'm missing you guys. Now I'm like, so did you ever feel a certain way while you were in camp? Do you relate to that? Those feelings because, you guys stay away from family when you guys are in camp. Do you like miss family as much as, like, let's just say somebody who's not in the sport?
I don't know. I obviously do miss them, but I feel like they understand why I'm not there. And there's time. Well, this is my first time moving. I did a camp in Big Bear for this fight, and I was out there for a month. And I don't think I ever missed because they would come up every week.
So they were always close.
Yeah, they were always there. So I wouldn't know if being for so long and I think the longest time I've been away from my family is maybe like a month when doing camp or when I go to Sinaloa when I was younger. I'll be out there for a month, but I wouldn't know if how it's like home how they call it homesick.
Homesick, yeah.
I wouldn't know, but but I always been close to my family, so I wouldn't.
And that's a huge part, no?
Yeah,
También
yeah.
the success is having your family close.
Yeah, yeah, their
and just
support.
being there and support.
Yeah, their support is huge. They always, having blind faith in me when they put me in boxing. It's take me. My mom would take me every day, take me to the gym.
Sacrifices, a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, to the shows. My dad couldn't be there because he was the one working.
Right.
But my mom was always there with me, and I would always appreciate both of them for everything that they did for me.
That's what's up. That's good. Now, what would you tell? Because there's a lot of kids out there that they're doing two sports.
Yeah.
What would you tell them that, like, for example, if they can't make a decision because they're falling in love with soccer, but then they fall in love with boxing?
Yeah.
¿Qué consejo les das para que ellos tomen la decisión correcta?
I would say do both for a little bit, but then you would have to get to choose one because you want to focus on that one sport that you believe that you will succeed in the future. So it's tough. It's me a tough decision, but you have to focus in one because you can't. If you're in boxing, there's a lot of time. You have a lot of repetition on combos, on skills, and then on soccer, there's a lot of running, a lot of technique that you have to practice, a lot of shootings, and I would say just choose one. You just have to choose one because doing one or the other, you could get hurt, and
Right.
it's a lot of physical damage to your body because you're doing two sports at the same time. So I would say just you have to pick one for sure.
Pick one and then follow your heart.
Yeah,
What is it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, you know both sports. Which one's harder?
Now I would say boxing.
Boxing.
Yeah,
Because you're in there by yourself with that.
yeah. I've never, I never practiced soccer like hardcore because when I was in elementary, I was 10 years old, so I don't think they were pushing me as much.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was 15, when I joined, I never went to the practice. So I wouldn't know how
intense they are.
Exactly how intense. But I know they do a lot of sprints, and then
definitely.
those are the hardest things.
Yes.
But I would say boxing is probably the hardest because you're taking punches and
you're in there by yourself. It's not like you have a team with you,
Yeah.
you know. So it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons.
And now, a quick break to give a shout out to our amazing sponsors who keep this show going.
Powered by nature, driven by grit. Alakai Health, all natural supplements.
Los Toros Meat Market, where prime steaks sizzle and tacos come alive.
Drive with confidence at Sonora Tires, your Inland Empire family-owned expert since 1984. Premium tires, expert alignments, and custom rims at unbeatable prices. Visit us in Bloomington at 17,977 Valley Boulevard for quality that lasts. Thank you to our amazing sponsors. Now back to the show.
That's why I picked boxing too, because in the finals we lost because of our defender. He made a
my
mistake. And I was like, man. I was like, nah, I'm out.
You're like, I'd rather do it on my own. Well, como dices tú, no, you made the right choice, and I think God has a plan for everybody, you know. Yeah. Y creo que todo en el momento de Dios es perfecto. Entonces, cuando tomas la decisión correcta, and when you're 100%, you know, your heart is there 100%. I mean, we see the results.
Yeah.
Right? We see the results, and it's just amazing, and you know, I congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
But so tell us that feeling, you know, of being a 2-time world champion. Tell us, like, because I could, you know, we were Manny and I were watching it earlier, and I can just see it like going through your veins, dude. You were just like, like so happy and excited, and walk us through that.
Yeah.
Like, ¿Cuál fue tu sentir?
Yeah, my fight was over, and then I just see Monchi's like coming, and he's like, "Yeah, ganamos, cabrón." And then I was like, "Yeah." I was like, hopefully, like that's even though we knew for sure, but fighting in background, decision could be close, and
Right.
so I was just like praying. I was like, "Come on!" I was like, and the new, I was like, "Please, just give it to me." I was like, "Please," and they do the ding ding ding, and then bring us together in the center, and then they started giving the scorecards, and I was like, okay, and then they gave it to him, and I was like, damn, okay, and then once they said 117, 110, I was like, I was like, that's me. I was like, for sure, that's me, and I was just staring down. I was just looking down, just hearing and staring down. And I was like, and the new, and the new, and the new, and then I just feel Monchis behind me, and then I just hear him go, and the new. And then that's when they said it, and I just exploded up. He picked me up. I jumped. I screamed, and I was like, hell yeah. It's hard work that for 16 years that we've been working. And I always say, how does it feel? I was like, it's crazy.
Right.
And then people ask me, it's like, what do you think was crazy? You didn't believe in yourself? I was like, it's not that I believe in myself. It's just that I talked about it for so many years. I worked for it. I dreamed it. And
you envisioned it.
I envisioned it, and finally seeing it here is like, it's just crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, and people don't. It's just so much sacrifice that for so many years that I not only me but my parents as well. They sacrificed a lot of things, and everything just paid off. Everything just came together. Yeah,
that's amazing. Y un saludo a Monchis. Tell us about your relationship with Monchis. You guys been there for a long time, and you guys. I think that's the honestly the spice that keeps everything together. Cuando te juntas con alguien y tomas todo tu tiempo y no cambias de personal, yo creo que te hace más fuerte, ¿no? Y se vuelven familia. So tell us about Monchis.
Yeah, Monchis.
¿Cómo lo conociste? How did everything start with
crazy
him?
Story. Monchis, I used to train in Grupo Valley. I think they closed it down already. I had my first trainer was Felipe. He trained me. He was a come forward coach. He taught me how to throw punches, el gancho al hígado, and everything. And Monchis comes. And he would come into the gym and just with his two kids, Omar and Monchito, and they were just right there. And then Felipe takes me to a show. It was my second amateur fight, and boom, I guess my coach knew that I was gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
So when the fight was over, I didn't see him, but when I came back in the corner, he had left. He left me with my headgear, my gloves, without the decision even being named. He had left me, and Monchis was there. Monchis, he sees that, and he goes to the ring, and he's the one that takes my headgear off. I've never talked to Monchis before. Like, I seen him at the gym, but I've never talked to him. He comes up, he's like, oh shit, he's like, pobre morro, ¿por qué lo dejó el coach? And so he goes, takes my headgear, my gloves, and everything, and then they gave the decision. I lost, and I just left it like that. And then Monchis, ever since then, I'll go to Grupo Valley, and then Monchis was there, and he was like, ¿qué can enseñar, like, footwork? And I was like, yeah, like, I want to learn. And that's something my mom would always criticize me when I was in. It was like, que te enseña Felipe cómo hacer movimiento de pierna. No tienes nada, estás muy plano. Sí. I was like, pues, me tienen que enseñar él. Yo cómo voy a saber. And yeah, Monchi started showing me footwork. And so I had Felipe and Monchi at the same time. And then Felipe he had to go to Mexico, and he doesn't have papers, so he couldn't come back. So Felipe was like, well, I have to go to Mexico, and so you could stay with Monchis completely. Like, he'll take care of you. And I was like, all right. And then boom, right there. Felipe trained me for 2 months, 3 months, and then ever since then, Monchis been my coach. And we've never switched.
Family.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, family. Me and Monchis. I guess it's like a different relationship that we have. You know, coaches. There's some coaches that coach and that's it. Boom,
Right.
gym and head out. Now me and Monchis, we go work out together. No, we go bowling. We go have some food. He goes to we have a party. If he has a party, he invites us. You know, he
Se volvió parte de la familia.
yeah, he's
pues.
part of the family.
Part
Yeah,
of the family,
he's
yeah.
part of the family, and then Monchis is something that I always appreciate. You know, he took the time and effort since I was super small to show me everything that he knows, and you know, even though he doesn't, he's like, oh, ese peleador. Yeah, I was like, I have credit too, but
Right.
no, he taught me everything that I know.
Right.
And
I think it's 50-50, ¿no? Como, obviamente, you know, your parents, your team, camp, everything. I think, you know, your hasta el Manny que te da masajes y todo. Yo creo que todo tiene algo que ver, ¿no? I think everything, you know, has to come together to be where you're at, no? And I think, you know, not switching, you know, coaches, I think that says a lot too, because como dices tú, ya se crea una familia, and they're always going to be looking after your best interests, you know. So having a good team on your corner, I think it's very,
really
very
important.
Very important. ¿Verdad? Entonces, yo creo que es la clave también. And you being coachable too, because there's a lot of people that, you know, they're not coachable, and even though they can have,
you know it all and
exactly,
everything.
they might have the a great coach, but then they're not coachable.
Yeah.
And that's important too, you know, just staying humble, and como dices tú, no, desde tiempo que ya vienes con ellos, y creo que pues eso habla muy padre de tanto de ti como de ellos, no?
Sí,
So
claro.
that's pretty awesome. So tell us a little bit about cuando ya te dieron los belts y ya los tienes en tu mano, ¿qué fue la primera cosa que hiciste con ellos?
When we went,
Yeah, what was
on
like the
promo,
first thing when you got your belt? Like, what was like the first thing that you do?
when I took him to the locker room,
Uh-huh.
So I got checked by doctors and everything.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't have my belts then. And then I walked into the locker room,
Mm-hmm.
and then I see all my family and my friends that went to Japan. They were also in the locker room, and I was like, damn. And then they gave me the two belts, and I was just staring at them. I actually posted that. I posted that picture somebody took, and I was just staring at both of them. And they gave me a speech. They told me, I was like, speech, and I was like, nah. I was like, they had a little speech, and I had like a cracked voice. I wanted to cry. I got emotional or something that you worked for so many years. and just witnessing that finally my dream came true, and it was something amazing.
I mean, and it was a hard fight, man.
Yeah,
It was a
tough,
hard fight.
yeah.
It was a tough fight too.
He was number 9 pound for pound.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
everybody counted me out.
Yeah, no, and
Everybody counted me
we're
out.
seeing that when he gave you that, you know, cuando te tumbó, como que él pensó que ya, you know, it was gonna be over, but la sangre de guerrero de México is something else, bro. Like it's
Aquí
crazy.
no me rajo.
¿Verdad?
Yeah, no.
Ya estás ahí, ahora tienes que sacar la pelea, ¿no? So let's do a little segment. Vamos a hacer algo que yo digo una pregunta y tú la terminas, ¿va? Manny.
Okay. Close.
Here we go. Entonces, favorite food.
Aguachile.
Los verdes,
No, los rojos.
los rojos.
Sí.
Those are spicy,
Yes, I
bro.
like spicy. Yeah.
Dang, level the spice.
No, I like spicy.
Spicy,
Yeah,
oh,
chilpetín y toda la cosa.
That's I can't do that, but no, they're so good.
Yeah.
Si no fueras boxeador,
Futbolista.
futbolista. That was an easy one. Who would you have a fight, or what would be your dream fight?
Now or any
Now.
any unified champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Sí,
can
¿quién
you
sea?
Yabuki or Olesquaga?
Eso. Posición de fútbol.
Right wing,
Right
delantero
wing.
derecho, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Favorite thing to do when you're not boxing?
Hanging out with family, bowling, Six Flags, roller skating, lo que sea.
Lo que sea.
Yeah.
Are you pretty good in bowling? Bowling, sorry.
Shaskadosh.
A ver, Manny, is he good or what? He's good? He's always
Yeah, I'm
beating you or what?
I'm alright,
Oh,
I'm alright.
man. So you get the turkey then. 3X.
Nah, that's too much. Nah, I'm not that guy. My highest score that I've gotten was 167. That's my
Jeez,
record.
That's up there, dude.
Yeah, but I've never hit that again. That was just a one-time thing.
Damn, that's crazy. A ver, favorite place to be.
I don't know. Home.
Home. There
Yeah,
you go.
I'm not a guy that used to go out, so
Home.
yeah, I would like to say home.
Cuando no estás en el gimnasio, because I'm pretty sure you live
Oh,
in
yeah.
the gym.
Yeah, I'm always at the gym. Gym is my thing.
Favorite shoes.
The Off-White Prestos.
Hey, there we go. There we
Yeah.
go. Favorite baseball team.
I don't have one,
You don't have one?
but my everyone goes for Dodgers. So I'm just
Dodgers,
like,
so you're going to say LA. Okay, favorite soccer team.
Barcelona,
¿Y de México?
America.
América. Oh.
Who do you go for?
Yo le voy a las Chivas. I was at the game on the weekend, though. Beautiful experience. Chivas América, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, crazy thing. I've never been to soccer game.
No, oh my God.
Never.
I'm gonna invite you to one. ¿Te gusta la América?
Yeah, America.
Okay, voy a comprometer a mi amigo Uri. Uri's a great friend of mine.
Yeah.
He played with Barcelona.
Okay.
He played with Messi.
Awesome.
So he's and then a former Galaxy player.
Yeah.
So Galaxy is gonna play with America, right? In November. Yo creo que no te había que tenía haber dicho, pero I already said it. So I wanna see you, man. It gets crazy. So
Yeah.
I'll talk to him and see what we can do for
Okay,
you.
yeah,
So
for
you can
sure.
come
Thank
in. We can give you that nice experience with America
Yeah.
and Galaxy. Que va a ganar el Galaxy, pero.
Como digo, no creo.
No, favorite basketball player. I mean, favorite basketball team.
The Warriors.
The Warriors. Favorite football team.
I don't have one.
You don't have one? Pero si tuvieras que escoger uno.
One of the Rams.
Rams. There we go. One last one. ¿Tú qué crees que ha sido lo más importante en tu vida que te ha llevado a ser el campeón?
My family.
Your family.
Yeah, the support.
Y si hay algo que les quisieras decir a tus papás, ¿qué les dirías?
No, pues muchas gracias. Que siempre me apoyaron. Desde el principio tuvieron la confianza en mí. En el deporte, uno de los deportes más difíciles, y muchas gracias por todo. Se lo agradezco mucho por todo el apoyo que me ha hecho desde un principio, y nunca perdieron la fe en mí. Y todo valió la pena. Y ojalá un día se las puedo pagar.
Bendito Dios, creo que ya se los pagaste. Y te digo como padre, creo que la mejor recompensa para un papá es ver a sus hijos realmente ser alguien en la vida, ser personas de bien, y más que nada verlos accomplished, verlos ya pues más que nada con ese buen corazón. Y creo que pues, no pedimos más que eso. Entonces yo pienso que todo lo que tus papás sacrificaron, todos los que tus papás estuvieron, porque hay muchas de las cosas que no hemos hablado aquí, pero como tal, muchas de las veces como inmigrantes, como hispanos, hemos pasado tanta hambre, hemos pasado tantos días y momentos donde le pedimos a Dios que nos ayude porque no sabemos qué vamos a hacer. y a sacar a nuestros hijos adelante. Entonces yo pienso que como papás, yo creo que ya eres alguien increíble para ellos y yo pienso que el nivel de orgullo que ellos tienen hacia ti es increíble. Entonces verte ya realizado es algo muy importante para ellos como papás y como nosotros como papás, ¿no? Entonces, qué bueno y bendito Dios que te ha dado la dicha de ser la persona que eres, la dicha de ser un campeón, la dicha de ser una persona humilde, sencilla. Creo que hicieron un buen trabajo tus papás.
Sí, no, gracias.
Así que
Muchas gracias.
con eso terminamos. Muchísimas gracias por tu tiempo. Tenemos unas tarjetitas que nos salieron, ¿verdad? Y si nos harías el favor de firmárnoslas,
Sí, claro.
estaría padrísimo. Me salieron 2 iguales, así es que como dijimos a nuestros viewers, one's gonna be for the giveaway. Entonces, ahorita vamos a ver cómo el campeón las firma y vamos a, más que nada, también tener la oportunidad, o ustedes van a tener la oportunidad de ganarse una de las tarjetas de Ricardo Sandoval. Y otra de las cosas también, Bandero, el tequila, te va a regalar una botella. Yo sé que a lo mejor no tomas,
No tomo.
pero tu papá a lo mejor
Sí,
sí
mi
le
papá,
gusta echarse un traguito,
sí,
¿verdad? Así es de que, de hecho, vamos a darte por ahí unas botellitas cuando nos las manden. ¿Va?
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
No, a ti, gracias a ti. Entonces, ¿nos firmas la tarjeta?
Sí, claro.
Va que va. Manny, ¿cuál crees que se vería mejor? ¿Con el de... con ese de ahí, ese gris, ese... Gris, ya. Ya, pásamelo, ¿no? Por favor. You're still rolling. Beautiful. No sé si esa ya te la saqué del... No, toda esta no te la saco del package, I'm sorry.
Take off the bottom.
¿Dónde?
Like scoot it over.
Scoot over where?
The bottom.
Where? This way or this way?
Te escucharon mal.
I know, right? And there we have it, guys. One more episode of 10 Count by Deor con el campeón, el Niño Sandoval. Thank you so much for coming in. And he just signed our card, so stay tuned for that giveaway. We'll go ahead and actually give you guys more details on that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Gracias.
A ti.